Today, I'm gonna show you guys how to make the best egg sandwich you have ever had in your life. I fell down a rabbit hole watching Lucas Sin on YouTube. I recommend you check him out on the Food 52 channel. He's got a lot of Asian-inspired dishes. And me personally, I'm always trying to find the next thing to keep my diet exciting and fun. He made a Hong Kong egg sandwich. I watched the video, and for the past couple weeks, I've been eating this for breakfast and altering the recipe to fit better into my diet. Still taste amazing and still be authentic as the Hong Kong original version. And folks, after a lot of meticulous trial and error, I really do believe I have perfected. Not only is this loaded down with protein, but it's stupid simple to put together. And by the end of it, you're gonna be eating the best egg sandwich you've ever had in your life. And if you wanna have access to every single one of my recipes from the channel and an easy to use guide that fits in your pocket that'll make dieting not only delicious, but easy to follow because you actually enjoy what you're doing, don't forget you can grab a copy of my cookbook, which you will find at the first link in the description box below. I really do believe if you have this in your pocket and you follow what's in here, you will see the results no matter what. Plus you get it once, you get every future recipe I add to the channel for free, so it keeps on growing without you paying any extra. That's a heck of a deal if I must say so myself, link down below. All right, ladies and gents, if y'all are ready to have some fun, then I am too. Let's go.
You're only gonna see me where I'm paid to be. I'm only watching TV if I'm watching me. Got it out the mud, now my Jordan's clean. Diamonds on me, dancing, let them drip on me. Bring a couple bottles, put it on my...
Now, every good sandwich starts with 2 pieces of bread. Unless you're trying to pass lettuce off as the bread on your sandwich. In that case, you probably still sleep with a nightlight on, so I'm not gonna judge. But I'm using Nature's Own butter bread. We need 2 slices of this. And then in traditional Hong Kong fashion, what we wanna do is go in with a knife and remove the crust. This is not necessary, but if we're trying to be authentic, this has just gotta go. So all we wanna do is go around the outside, make a little incision, and eliminate this. Kinda reminds me of something my dad used to say. I like my women how I like my bread, with no crust. And this is where my version is gonna differ from the regular version. Normally, they're gonna spread butter on a side, toast it in a skillet, pull it out, and use the toasted side to sit the egg and the other toppings on. We're not gonna do that because it makes a flimsy sandwich. I find this method I'm about to do, I enjoy way better, and we're gonna save on calories. I got 0-calorie butter spray right here. This stuff is a game changer. All the butter flavor, none of the calories. I recommend you keep this in your pantry. What we're gonna do is spray both sides of each piece of bread with our spray, being pretty generous with the serving, and then we're just gonna plop them down on the toaster. Take it for a quick spin. And this is how it should look exactly. You see a little bit of browning on the outside edges. The middle is nice and toasted. It's got that yellow from the butter flavor. This is literally perfect. We're gonna set these off to the side. And then what we're gonna do now is get our steak ready for marination. What I have here is flank steak. Love the macros on it, high in protein, relatively low in fat. And if you can get it thin sliced like this, it's perfect. So all I wanna do is take some meat shears and I wanna cut this into tiny little slivers. Making them tiny like this is gonna ensure that they cook quickly in the skillet, literally in like 60 seconds. And it'll really make our little marinade soak into every single bite. So I got the flank steak weighed out to 56 grams. What I want to do now is take some low sodium soy sauce and measure out 15 grams in a small bowl. And after that, I'm just gonna go in by hand and really work this soy sauce into that meat. Once we got this mixed up, I'm gonna sit it off to the side. And then now we're gonna get to whipping up the best scrambled eggs you've ever had in your life. This style that they use for scrambled eggs is literally out of this world. We're gonna start with 2 large eggs. I'm gonna break them into a small bowl. Boom. And in order to make these eggs perfect, we do gotta add a couple things to them. The first one being 3 grams of extra virgin olive oil. And then the next ingredient we need is evaporated milk. If you don't have this, you can always use whole milk or whatever milk has a high fat content, because that's what really keeps these fluffy along with the cooking technique. We need 15 grams of this. I'm gonna carefully weigh it out in here. And then we're gonna add a little bit of kosher salt and a dash of black pepper. Now what we need to add to this to ensure these are the best eggs possible is a little bit of cornstarch. This is gonna help thicken it up and once again, get us one step closer to those perfect eggs. I'm gonna weigh out 3 grams in a small bowl, and then I'm gonna add about 15 grams of water. Then we just go in and stir it up until it's a smooth, milky-like liquid. And then once we've created our slurry, we're gonna dump it down in with the eggs. Then I'm just gonna go with a spoon and mix everything together until those eggs are fully beaten and everything is fully incorporated. And now it's time to cook, but we have to discuss the cooking technique. In Lucas's video, they use a lot of olive oil and coat the pan with it. I do not like to do that because rampantly throwing around oil adds a ton of unnecessary calories. I truly believe the nonchalant attitude towards oils is gonna be the downfall of humanity. So instead, we're just gonna use the spray. What I wanna do is hit the pan with a light coating all over, and then we wanna heat the skillet to high heat. The goal here being that as soon as this oil starts to smoke, as soon as you see it, you cut off the heat entirely, and that is when we cook. Half the battle of perfect eggs is in the cooking technique. So pay attention, Remy's gonna learn you something. And check it out, it's just now starting to smoke. I'm gonna turn the heat off completely and then pay very close attention to what's about to happen because I can only show you once. We're gonna dump the eggs in here. Boom. And then the goal is to fold them into layers. You do not want to overly cook any part of these eggs. So I'm gonna keep pushing it to a side. I'll take this, flip it back down, let some of that egg pour over the heat. And then we're gonna go in and continue folding these in. We basically want one sandwich-sized pile of eggs that was cooked to just when it started to harden up. And right when it reaches this point, you know it's good to go. I'm gonna let it sit here for a couple minutes, let everything form together and harden up a tiny bit, and then we're gonna cook the steak. So I removed the egg from the heat, and we're just gonna use the same skillet real quick. This will literally take like 60 seconds. You preheat this to the highest temperature you got, little bit of nonstick, and now I just wanna individually place all my steak down in here. I don't wanna dump the whole thing, so I don't want too much of the soy sauce, but the coating should be enough on all of them. So we're just gonna toss them in, just like this, and give them a quick fry. And in right around 60 seconds, we have the perfect little seasoned steak bites right here. Lean, loaded down with protein, full of flavor, can't beat that. So what we got is the toasted piece of bread from earlier on bottom. You can see that yellow in there from the butter, I love it. I'm gonna take some of my steak and just spread it right here on the piece of bread. And then we are gonna hold a little bit back to go on top of the egg as well. And now we just wanna take that fluffy and delicious egg from earlier and sit it right on top of the steak. Ooh, perfect. And then lastly, we'll take the rest of our steak, spread it on top of the egg, and then finally, we lay the top piece of crispy bread right on top. And boom, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the best tasting egg sandwich you will ever have in your life. Not only is this my favorite breakfast sandwich of all time, but it's loaded down with protein, and the modifications I made to it, I think are an overall improvement to the entire experience, especially toasting the bread so it doesn't fall apart when you hold it like this. Seriously, if there was one breakfast recipe that I told you you had to try, it would be this one right here. But I'm gonna taste it here in a second, but before we do that, if you could please hit that thumbs up button for me, that helps the channel out more than you know. And if there's any other creators you know that have recipes that you really enjoy and you want me to put a healthy spin on them, comment those down below as well. I always appreciate you guys' feedback. Anyways, before this gets any colder, let's put it in our mouth. All right, guys, well, let me adjust this. We got that look okay. Here we go. Before I bite into this, I gotta give a shout out to Anabar, the best tasting protein bar on the market. If you wanna get in 21 grams of protein in a protein bar that tastes like a candy bar, you gotta give this a shot. This is the unreleased flavor coming soon. I'll be announcing the day when it drops. But as of right now, we have 5 other flavors on the site that all taste amazing. You can read the reviews, and I'm telling you, if you give it a shot, just like these recipes, you won't actually believe you're getting in all this protein. So head on over to theanabar.com, use my code RJF10, you will save money, and you're not even gonna be able to believe that there's 21 grams of protein in every bar. Real talk. All right, here we go. Hong Kong egg sandwich. Now check this out. You guys already got a close-up, but look at that. My favorite part about this compared to the other version of the recipe, not even knocking it, but the other version, when I would make it, the bread was soggy on one side and it would fall apart and it was just hard to eat. When we toast it in the toaster like this, makes it firm. You can actually hold it like a sandwich, and overall it makes the experience that much more enjoyable. So anyways, we've been talking, and I really think it's time for eating. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. This is hands down the best egg sandwich I have ever had in my life. And I think the real secret is the way these eggs are made. I've never had scrambled eggs like this before. They might look normal, but when you cook them on that low heat, you do the flipping and the flopping, you don't let them get overcooked. They're still really moist. There's lots of flavor in there. The evaporated milk, the oils, the cornstarch to hold it all together. I mean, this is eggs on another level. Seriously, even if you don't make this, make the eggs how I did it, you'll thank me later. And that toasted bread with the butter flavor, mwah. The steak with the hint of saltiness from the soy sauce, got that little flavor punch, everything comes together, and whew, it's a delicacy. I've literally had a variation of this every day for the last couple weeks, and this, for me, is basically the perfect breakfast. Now, in this entire sandwich, if you make it exactly how I did it, every single ingredient, the entire method, what you end up with for the whole thing is only 400 calories with 20 grams of fat, 28 grams of protein, 27 grams of carbs with 0 grams of fiber. Now, lately for breakfast, the reason I love this recipe is because I feel like it is very well balanced. I'm not overloading on carbs, I'm not having too much protein, and I'm getting in those healthy fats from the olive oil and the egg yolk. In the past, a lot of my breakfasts have been mainly protein and carbs, not a lot of fat, but I feel like introducing this fat in the mornings for me has made me feel fuller and, I don't know, more satisfied overall. So lately, when it comes to fat, I've been eating a lot more fat than normal, and I truly feel much better. This is quite literally the perfect breakfast. And seriously, these eggs, the best eggs I've ever had in my life. Hands down. All right, ladies and gents, here we are at the final bite. Let's go ahead and seal the deal. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a grade A 10 out of 10 luxury food item. If you make this for your significant other for breakfast, don't tell them what you're doing, you surprise them with that, they're gonna go straight out to Walmart and buy you a PlayStation 5. If you end up making this, make sure you tag me on Instagram, Facebook, wherever it is your social, let me know what you think. And as always, this recipe is now in the cookbook because it gets updated for free. You get this thing one time, you get access to all of the recipes. Diet friendly, calorie conscious, high in protein, all the stuff you need to take control of your diet and your physique while still eating good, it's all in here. And you can find it at the link in the description box. If you truly follow what's in here, and I mean truly, you will see results no matter what, I guarantee it. All right, people, you guys rock. Appreciate the support as always. Thumbs up button, comments, subscriptions always help. We got tons of great, delicious anabolic recipes incoming, and we are out of here. Appreciate you guys as always, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see every one of you with the next video. See you guys. Boom, 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 baby. We out.